Hello everyone. Welcome to the 19th of May. I am already up, even though I say already, and it's afternoon, and I am ready to jump into Premiere Pro. Actually, I have to import a quick clip from my MacBook, and we should be good to go. Also, I have some more Lost vlogs that I can actually import from my vlog while I'm doing so. But anyway, the main goals for today: 1, a rough cut of Robert Cop. I will not accept anything less. 2, I want 3 vlogs done because that'll mean I get to the next card. And from there on I can free up another card. So when this one fills up, which we still have almost 4 hours left. But yeah, I'd like to get that card back. Actually, to be fair though, this card by itself is basically the sum of every other card I have. So if I dump this card when it's full, it's basically like filling up the other 4 cards all at the same time. Let's not do that. So let's get this pizza box out of here. Alright. To the cutting room floor. So, time for a check-in at 10:45 at night. I'm rendering a bunch of things, but they're not exactly vlogs. They're proxies. Ran into a little bit of an issue here, but vlogs were successful today. I got 4 of them up, so I beat the 3 that I had wanted to get earlier. But when I was editing this, I actually ran into a bit of a problem. Let's get that out of the way. Then let me dip you down for a second while I find something that I can show the problem with that's spoiler free. Okay, this slate here. Let me get you to a good spot. So actually, let me turn on the regular speakers so you guys can actually take a listen to this. So when I sync footage, or when any editor syncs footage, there's a very particular way it has to be done so that everything is exactly synced. So you see here that I have this marker here, which is when, let me actually turn the speakers down for a second so you can just watch. You want to put a marker, the first frame, the sticks on the slate are completely closed. So see how that's here? This one's open, this one's there, and then you can see there, that's exactly where I have the marker. But I was running into a bit of an issue, because I did this, and then I also did this for some of the other ones. So actually, let me go create a file real quick, and I'll show you the issue. Oops. So we're going to need one of these, control clicking, one boom, and one of the Tom Slav. So we have all of these tracks here, and all of them, I'll just show you real quick, and then reselect them again. All of them actually do have markers, and then the first frame when you're doing an audio thing is if we want to, so here's a little before. We want to, let me turn up the speaker so you can hear. This is going to be all over the place. You want to do it the first frame, you can hear the sticks clap. Right there. See? The little thing appeared there too. First frame you hear it. So all of these are actually marked correctly, and there's multiple ways to do this, especially in Premiere Pro. There's one that's automatic, which I don't use, and then this is the manual way. So you do that, and then you can actually sync them up via this. I had the timeline selected. Via this merge clips command. Wait a minute, what am I doing wrong? I need a lob, I need a boom, I need an actual take. Okay, there. So now we have so there's this option here called merge clips, and when you click this. That was the make offline option. You all just saw that, and I'm looking here like an idiot. Merge clips. So there's a way to do this. So we're going to call, this is what you would call it up top here. So we're going to just call this test for the moment, just so I can show you guys and we'll know exactly what we're working with. But we can also, so there's an auto sync thing here, which we're not going to be using, but the one we want to use is we have a marker called slate on each of these 3 tracks. So if we click OK here, what it's going to do is it's going to write us a new thing. That is, where is it? It's right here. So now this is all of those files synced up to the point where, well, where it should be. So let's actually take a listen here. And let me just play it for you because it'll sound off.
Alright, Robert Cobb, scene 1, take 1.
You hear how off that sounds? And it took me a little while. But I figured out exactly why that's off. So if we actually go ahead and create a new sequence from this clip, and we look through this real quick here, you can see this is what it creates, essentially. This is what if you brought this in it would look like. It has, this is the video file, this is the 2 audio files from the onboard camera mic, And then this is the, what do you call it? The sync audio that I just had it sync to. But the thing that's interesting about that, let me solo the camera mics for a second, and you'll see it out. Because if you'll notice when we sync things, well, actually, let me show you what I essentially artificially created then. So she's opening the sticks there, and she's closing it, and you hear the click. So it's that first frame they're closed, and then the first frame that the thing is the first frame the sticks are closed, and then the first frame that it pops up in the audio. So now we're listening to just the camera microphone. You hear that? The camera microphone is desynced by 1 frame. Now, what issue is that? 1, it means that just based on the way the automatic synchronization works, because if I did this with the automatic synchronization, we'd get, actually we would not get the same result. I'll show you what we'd get in a second. But 2, so we can't use the automatic synchronization is point number 1, which is kind of the big thing, but I mean, you know, it's whatever, because I don't mind doing this manually. But number 2, it creates that echoey effect throughout the whole thing because all of the audio is desynced by 1 frame. And the nice thing about the automatic synchronization is it actually accounts for like half frames and things too, which is why I'd actually like to switch to using it. So if you'll notice here, we have a menagerie, to say the least, of the clips here, and that's because I literally went through and corrected all of these. Sorry for the spoilers on top. I'm blacking that out to make that spoiler free. But if you'll see here, I have a -1 and a +1. That's because I literally went and resynced it all. Let me find one that's not spoilery. One moment. Okay, here's one. Oh no, that's the same one we were just on. Not spoilery, not spoilery. That one's not spoilery. So yeah, here's one where it's corrected, and so here's the clap. This is camera audio corrected for, I think this is the same one we just looked at. So yeah, now that is corrected. So we're actually rendering all of this out. So I'm actually rendering a whole bunch of proxies, and it's going to take a bunch of space, and then I have to re-import them, and blah, 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 blah. But that'll enable me to use automatic synchronization now. Because, okay, let me show you the result now if you were to use automatic synchronization. Okay, so same thing before, merge clips with the same 3 clips selected as before. But now, instead of using the markers that I created, we're going to just use the automatic sync. So we'll click that and it'll process it. And it'll give me a new file here. It's called, I called it test2. It's, where is it? So this is what it creates, again. Similar thing. But you'll notice if we go in very, very closely that my markers that I created before are off by 1 frame. And so let's page through it slowly. None of the audio is soloed. So if you notice there, we're at that's the frame we're at. That's where we were right there. So that's actually where the clap is. That's where it's synced to, because all of this audio is off by 1 frame. It is missing the sync by 1 frame. So if I use the automatic sync for this, it would fuck everything up by 1 frame, to say the very least. So that's why we're doing what I'm doing right now. And well, I already went and synchronized them all by 1 frame, and that's a spoiler gag down there. Let's not show it. And we're slowly but surely rendering out all of the bad scenes to be with the fix, and then I can go in and sync them, and then I can actually start working on some stupid stuff. Finally. Well, after fighting with sync sound for the past while, I have basically everything here. So yeah, it's not all perfect, but I'll worry about exact sync perfection when I take this into audio post, because it's not worth fighting with it in Premiere for the moment. As long as it's close enough that I can make judgment calls and things, that's really what's important, because then you have, because I need to be able to make judgment calls, and it's not all going to come through perfectly anyway. Considering it, I don't even think it comes in as multiple channels. I think it literally just creates this absolute menagerie of shit, because if you look at this has 6 channels now. The 2 stereo from the camera, the boom, and the 3 lavs, and Yeah, so I mean that's just work for me in audio post. So for the moment, for now, that's as good as it's gonna get. I don't know if I have time to make an take tonight because it's already midnight, and if I'm going to class tomorrow, I need to be up at 7:30. So I still have to make that judgment call in a little bit. But for the moment, I'm gonna call it for the night.
Well,
It may be 1 o'clock in the morning, but we have a rough cut done.